Salt-crusted sea bream served with braised leeks and hazelnuts. First job is that salt crust.
This dish looks intimidating, but it is actually very straightforward and very easy. Make sure the guts are out and the fish is clean. The most important thing is always leaving the skin and the scales on. That skin protects the actual flesh from becoming salty. Give the fish a really nice seasoning inside. Even though we're putting a salt crust on the outside, it's still very important to season the middle. Fennel seeds goes brilliantly well with fish. And then slice the lemon. Nice, large, thick slices. The zest and the lemon bakes inside the fish. Fold over the fish and just squeeze the juice. Now for the salt. About 150 ml to 200 ml of water. What you're trying to do now is just bring the salt together. And you want to sort of end up with a bowl of salt that looks almost like snow.
You'll need about 2 kilos of salt for this, and it doesn't need to be the fancy stuff. Even though you're using a lot of it, it won't make the fish salty. Instead, the crust forms a kiln that retains moisture.
Now, basically, a nice bed of salt underneath. Flatten it down. Lay the fish on top of the salt. Get your salt and just start packing.
You can salt crust almost any fish, from sea bass to salmon or flatfish like sole, but it's not great with oily fish.
Now, it looks like a ridiculous amount of salt, but it's really important to cover all the fish because you want that nice shell. And the minute the salt hits the oven, it sort of tightens up and forms this large crust that goes in at 180 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes.
Whilst the fish cooks, it's onto my beautiful braised leeks.
Splash of olive oil. Leek is a very sort of firm, robust vegetable, so it can take a really nice sear. The most exciting thing about these leeks, A, they go beautifully with the sea bream, but braised leeks, coloured properly with a lot of flavour on there, taste absolutely delicious. Take a couple of cloves of garlic and just crush them in with the leeks. Some fresh thyme, get some butter in there. Braising them in butter and white wine gives them the most amazing flavour.
Braising is a chefy term for searing at a high temperature, then cooking with a bit of liquid.
Bring that up to the boil. And then the rest of your butter. Now, as the white wine reduces down, the flavour of the leeks intensify and they glaze. Turn it down. Just leave that little gap there. If we totally covered it, then you're going to get all that condensation from underneath the lid, and it will just make the leeks watery.
The leeks will take about 12 minutes to cook, so now for the garnish.
Roasted hazelnuts. They've been roasted in the oven, very brittle, very firm. So get them inside, pestle and mortar, put a seasoning, and just crush your nuts. Don't over-pound them. I just want this nice sort of rustic, chopped, toasted hazelnuts. Now, get your knife. You want that going through with ease. And turn off the gas. I absolutely adore them. Like stunning little parcels. Soft and slightly creamy. Now, baste the leeks with the remaining butter. Spread your flat leaf parsley over generously, and then just sprinkle the toasted hazelnuts. The combination of that earthiness from the leeks, the roasted flavour from the hazelnuts, that is a stunning way of eating leeks. And now for the fish. And look, now you just gently tap top, and it starts falling away. You can just see that beautiful shine. Carefully lift off your salt. Now, peel that skin. Look how juicy and succulent that sea bream is. Stays incredibly moist.
The other great thing about cooking whole fish like this, it makes it so easy to fill it.
Take a spoon, run that down through the top, and the fish will just slide off. There. Now, just push back that lovely fillet, and look, that is cooked beautifully. And that's what keeps them coming back for more, and more, and more.
When you have friends over, you want to keep lunch relaxed, laid back but impressive. And a salt crust bream with beautiful braised leeks is just that.